Hello, friends. Thanks for joining me. Today, I would like to share a story I'd written some time back when I visited Lisbon in Portugal. Lisbon is a fascinating city, and I love old architecture, cobblestone streets, ancient buildings. But there was something that I found out that had happened in Lisbon on November 1st, 1755. It was a terrible earthquake followed by a tsunami and raging fires that kind of demolished the city. And it was actually due to the bravery of the then Prime Minister, Sebastio de Melo, that the city was recovered and a new infrastructure laid and in such a way that they would not suffer such a calamity again. And the method of that infrastructure actually was adopted by various Western countries. So my imagination took flight. This is completely a fiction, a work of fiction, yet it's a nod to that time that happened. And the short story is called Lisbon Night Encounter. It is included in my book, 22 for 22, which is a collection of short stories, poetry, and magical travel vignettes. So here we go. Lisbon Night Encounter. It's another beautiful night, so why waste it sleeping? I lean out the window. Our room overlooks the Praça de Figueira and get a clear view of the square. In the distance, there are lights making the hills and houses alongside seem magical. Even the sky tinted in indigo gives the impression of a floating veil. After the bustle of the day, the square is now quiet. Only a couple of hours left before the sweepers start to rumble by, cleaning the cobblestones. So I must hurry and claim my seat under the jacaranda tree. With so much to see and absorb, I have not rested at all these 6 days, and we leave tomorrow. A sigh of sheer bliss escapes my lips as I stretch out on the cool marble slab that serves as a restful seat to millions during the heat of day. My eyes close and I begin to doze. The last thing I remember before falling into a deep sleep is the stillness surrounding the place where the silence thrums its own music. Images of the various places we have visited are flitting through my mind. When I feel a hand tugging at my sleeve, my eyes seem to be glued shut, refusing to open, yet I'm aware of a presence, an urgency in the very air when I hear words of a foreign tongue. My limbs have turned to lead. Although I try very hard to sit up, that is when the same hands pull and physically lift me. The sound of confused voices and running feet on the cobblestone roads of the Baixa now converge into a mighty roar. My captor, or is it my savior, has me on the shoulder. The next time I awake, I find myself drifting on water on a piece of wood. I'm still unable to see, but I feel the stranger's presence. Once more, our raft is tossing dangerously. Are we on River Tejo? Why does it roil so? Even as my hands grope blindly to hold on, somehow I'm confident that we will be safe. Now there are voices, so I assume there are more people on our little raft. It is November 1, 1755. We should be at the cathedral, as it is All Saints' Day. What is happening on this holy day? But I'm hearing those voices, now raised sharply, talking about something awful that has happened. Lisbon has been hit by a terrible earthquake. In the distance, the sea rises and falls, and the sound of ships splintering into smithereens rends the air. There must be plundered treasures visible for miles. A young voice pipes up. They can get at the treasures, which earns him a cuff on the head. He whimpers into silence. Poor lad. Bahia and Belém have succumbed to the tsunami's fury. They are low-lying areas, you see. The Grand Library, the Royal Ribeira Palace, all destroyed. The entire Bahia turned to rubble. We drift for hours until someone says it's safer to get to Alfama on the Rock Hills. That part is the poor part, and it is here that we are offered food, shelter, and refuge. Such is life. I listen avidly to news being tossed back and forth like scraps to a dog. Fires rage all over the city, probably from the thousands of candles lit for Mass in the churches. So now we have a fire in the city. I swallow and force my mind to stop jumping around, to think. I know I was supposed to be someplace, with someone, but cannot remember where and with whom. I do not belong here, yet I do. Why can I not move? I press the flat of my palms around my head, for it aches so. Tiny pieces of my life appear behind my lids, like points of light. I live in the Baixa and must get back. Strong hands lift me off the ground and tie me to a post. That is to prevent me from trying to jump off the cliff, they say in gruff tones laced with sympathy. People are saying that our King Joseph I and his family were lucky to have attended the earlier Mass and have survived. They are now in Cascais. Good for them. For 5 days I've waited for news. 5 days of longing, praying, and sitting on the cliff. And yet I have not been able to remember my past. They are saying that Prime Minister Sebastio Melo has proved a worthy leader, for it is he who organized search parties to seek out the dead and wounded. People are praising him to the skies. Images of Carmo Convent, its magnificent stone roof and soaring archways, drift across my mind, setting my heart to hammer painfully. Does it still stand? I wonder with trepidation, followed on its heels by another thought. Why is the convent so important when I cannot even remember my own identity? I must find an opportunity to leave. They mean well when they secure me with bonds, but I need to get out of here. There is someone waiting for me. I must find out who it is. The end. So that's the end of the story. Imagination, complete imagination of a writer's mind. I hope you enjoyed it. In my next YouTube upload, I will share some of the photos that I had taken in Lisbon at that time. Until then, I bid you goodbye. Hope to see you soon. This is Purobi Sinha Das signing off. Have a great day and take care of yourself. Bye for now.